Hello everyone, Professor Thompson here. I had a few announcements, reminders leading up to our first class meeting tomorrow night, Tuesday, June 5th. For some of you, you may be getting this on Tuesday morning, so a few reminders before you come to class tonight to meet and give your two presentations from 6 to 9 o'clock tonight. First off, we are meeting tonight or tomorrow, depending on when you're getting this video message, uh, in BIC room 1529 from 6 to 9 p.m. Again, that's the Berg Instructional Center, or the BIC, room 1529 from 6 to 9 p.m. In an earlier announcement, one of the first two that I posted of the year, I did provide a campus map. So if you're unfamiliar with where the BIC is, the Berg Instructional Center, make sure you consult that map so that you can find yourself to class appropriate, a couple minutes before we actually start. I would also advise showing up a few minutes early. That way you can discuss with some of your classmates who might be your technical advisor for your musical me speech. Get a chance to maybe introduce yourself to a few people that will be in the class for the term, and maybe get a phone number or an email of a few of your classmates that may help you along the way to communicate for various projects and assignments. A few of the talking points that I wanted to go over were some of the things that people have been emailing into me over the last couple days, just various questions, concerns leading up to the presentations that we have for this week. So first off, let me say, as to the speaking order, we're going to be doing all of the self-introduction presentations first, and then we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we're going to get started on the musical me presentations. We'll squeeze both of these presentations in from our time frame from 6 to 9 p.m. We will be there the entire time, so please, if you need to bring something to eat, something to drink during that time period, please make sure you make arrangements to do so. I will be determining the speaking order for the self-introduction presentations based on your scores from the CAs and the PRPSA self-assessment tools that I had on the agenda from last week. So if you've done those two self-assessment activities and you emailed me your results, I have some scores from that, and I'm using that to generate the speaking order for the self-introduction presentations. Then when you arrive to class, I'll have you sign up for the order in which you want to present, volunteering yourself for the musical me presentations. I will have a presentation remote there for you to run the PowerPoint for your self-introduction presentations. So there will be a computer in class and technology available for you, and I will provide a presentation remote. Some of you have asked if you can incorporate sounds and some different things into your PowerPoints, which you sure can. You'll have access. You can actually use the remote and the keyboard if you'd rather use that than use a presentation remote, but I will make that available to you. Remember for your self-introduction presentations that you're using PowerPoint. Don't bring your objects in. Your objects should be placed onto a PowerPoint. Pictures should be used. It's a very simple PowerPoint, so you're going to have probably either 3 slides or 5 slides with some of the different slides illustrating the objects that you're using to introduce yourself. Then when we get to the musical me presentations, you need to make sure that you've printed out an outline for me that you can turn in before we actually start that round of speeches that will illustrate what you're going over in your presentation. So make sure that you've printed out an outline for me. And then at the end of that outline, you can give a list of your sources. And I don't really care whether your sources are in APA or MLA style. As long as I have a list of what your sources are, a place where I can access those sources. So whether you're familiar with APA or MLA, either style will work for me. I'm not concerned with your style. I'm more concerned with how you're incorporating and integrating those sources into your speech. Okay, so outlines for the musical me are due before you present, and include your source citations, please, for sure. That also gives me kind of a mental reminder. You need to also print out your PowerPoint slides for your self-introduction presentation. So make sure that I have a printout of your slides for that first self-intro speech as well. I don't really care whether you print each of the individual slides, one PowerPoint slide per sheet, or whether you print all of your PowerPoint slides onto one sheet. there is a print function when you go to print your PowerPoint slides that you can actually put all of them onto one sheet. It does save paper if you wanted to print them out that way, and sometimes it's easier just to see them all as I watch you go through your presentation if you do it that way. But whatever's easiest for you, just make sure I have a copy or a printout of your PowerPoint slides. Okay. Make sure that all of you have sent your lyrics in for your musical speech to me before you come to class. I will be compiling a list and a packet of those lyrics prior to coming to class. So I would say at the very, very, very latest, please make sure I have all of the lyrics sent in to me by noon on Tuesday. So whether you need to send them to me tonight or if you're getting this in the morning and you need to send it to me, please try and get those to me by noon. I didn't provide you a cutoff date on the assignment sheet, but the sooner the better for me on that. That way I can put those together in a packet for everyone so that we all have the lyrics of all the songs that will be presented in class tonight. Please make sure you also bring to class your jump drives, your memory sticks, something that you can put your presentations on. Some of you will be, having your PowerPoints for your self-introduction speech on this already. Some of you might even have your music or your song on this jump drive for your musical presentation. So just make sure you do bring one of those jump drives to class. Your presentation will be recorded, and I want you to have a copy of that recording onto your jump drive. Another question that's come up several times in some emails is about the technical advisor aspect. One of the facts about life is there are some presentations where you don't get to run your own technology, where you may not get to run your PowerPoint, or you may not be in control of the sound because you're up on stage, you're up in front of an audience. So I've tried to incorporate a small component of that into the musical presentation where you as a speaker can't run your own music. In an online class, it becomes more difficult because you haven't had a lot of interaction with your classmates prior to coming to class. So it's hard to really select or choose a technical advisor person before coming. So that's why I would suggest coming to class a few minutes early so that you can introduce yourself to somebody, make a friend very quickly, talk about your presentation, and discuss with them when they might be able to help you out and play your music in your speech. So you can find your technical advisor there in class before we get started. And I'll talk about that a little bit as we get started in class. We're not going to start right at 6 o'clock getting the first speaker up there. I'm going to get up there, reintroduce myself, talk about a few things, talk about the class a little bit, and then give you a few minutes there at the start if some of you need to figure out a technical advisor person for your musical speeches. Okay. One of the things that I would like to stress for all of you is making sure that you have the book and that you are starting to do all of your chapter readings. For the public speaking component of this class, the component where you're coming in and giving your speeches, it's essential that you're reading the textbook. Chapter 11 and Chapter 12 are going to be the foundation of what you're using to be successful in each of the 3 sessions you come in and give your speeches. Chapter 12 specifically talks about some of the different speaking formats, some of the different styles, the structure of the introduction, the structure of the body, the structure of the conclusions, all those essential things that I'm actually evaluating, critiquing, grading for you in the end to be successful in the course. So make sure that you're reading those chapters and then you're applying that in your presentations for the course. And I think sometimes people overlook really linking those two in an online class. And I can't emphasize the importance of taking Chapter 11, taking Chapter 12, and then putting it into practice when you come in and you see me during our class sessions. It's also a good opportunity at this point to remind you that we do have 3 class meetings. They're going to be occurring over the next 3 weeks. So tomorrow or tonight, whenever you see this, the 5th of June, then we've got the 12th, and then the 19th. All 3 class sessions. You want to make sure you're there. This is a 5-week course. It'll happen very, very quickly, but then you're going to be done. You're going to have everything completed, and everyone's going to be happy. All right? If you have questions or concerns, please make sure you email me as soon as possible. I'm going to be on campus for several hours tomorrow leading up to our class, so I should be able to respond pretty quickly to any email questions or concerns that you may have. Unfortunately, tomorrow is the day in which I'm getting my office moved from one building on campus to another building. So I won't really have a phone number that anybody can actually call and speak with me in person to get questions answered that way. But if you shoot me an email, I should be able to respond pretty quickly tomorrow to any kind of last minute questions or concerns that you have leading up to our class tomorrow night from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. All right, everyone take care, and we'll talk to you soon.